Today's video is sponsored by Camel City Mill. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is June 1st right now, and you're gonna see this video later this week. But this morning, when I woke up, it was 37 degrees. Now, I don't know what the temperature is or what the weather's been like in your area, but I would guess the entire Northeast is pretty much the same as it is here. But that's pretty chilly for June 1st. And when you think about it, I mentioned this before, we've got June, July, August, and it starts cooling down. My buckwheat out at the food plot, it's up about this high. It's trying. It is. It's going to be fine because I don't think we're going to have any frost. And later this week, it's going to get up to about 85 degrees just for a day or two. And then it's in the 70s, which I kind of like that. But anyway, I'm down here at the wood yard, and I set kind of a goal for myself. Well, something that I need to get done before I go to the cabin, because I haven't been down there for a while and I want to get down there this week. So I'd like to get down to the cabin the day after tomorrow and stay for at least 2 days. But before I do that, I want to accomplish a couple things. Number one, I want to fill up the wood bunker. It's about, I don't know, a third of the way full right now. So that will probably be about 7 or 8 log decks on the Evo, I'm guessing, especially ones like that right there. Those poles are all 20 feet long except for the last one. There's a good jag of wood right there. So say 7 or 8 log decks, maybe 10, I don't know, will fill up the wood bunker. And this wood will all be for, not this coming winter, the following winter. This is a real nice mix on here now. I got some red oak, maple, cherry, white oak, red oak, red oak. So I want to get that done, and also I've got a big lift of walnut that I'm working on. I want to saw some more 8-quarter walnut and get that lift finished up. Should be, I don't know, 600 or 700 board feet of 8-quarter and then some 6-quarter live edge stuff. So I want to get all that accomplished before I go to the cabin. I had to do a minor repair, well, more like an adjustment. This log stop right here, so you run your log out till it touches this, and that measures 16 inches. When the clamp comes down, the bar cuts. This moves out of the way. This drops down in to be split. I'm not sure what I did, but I ended up with 2 logs in here, 2 big ones. So I know what I did. I didn't split one of them. So there's a log down here, and I was ripping and tearing. I dropped another one, and I went to split it. One turned up on edge and just kind of kicked this out of whack. It didn't break anything, but it slid it a little bit and kind of twisted it down. This was kind of angled, so I just loosened those bolts, got everything adjusted, tightened back down, and it will give me 16-inch pieces. But anyway, let's fire up the Evo. We'll get this knocked out. This will be the only one I do today because I also have to cut my grass and my mom's before I leave as well. Another thing on the list. Alright, that took about 15 or 20 minutes. That's about a cord and a half of wood there. That's about as fast as I can make the Evo go, which is incredibly fast. And like I said, that was the perfect setup right there. Almost all the poles were 20 feet in length, pretty straight, and I was getting after it, didn't have any trouble at all. But anyway, now I want to show you something that is almost as cool as this firewood processor. All right, so check this out. Daughter Hannah told me about this Merlin Bird ID app. It's a free app. And by the way, I don't know if you can see that, 849 unread text messages. The only reason I'm telling you that is we have a friend that drives her crazy. So Tammy, if you're watching, today's number is 849. Let's open the Merlin Bird ID app, and it'll listen for birds and tell you what they are. So far we have the European starling, eastern towhee, and a blue jay. It's pretty wild. The other night, I can't do it again, but I did my famous turkey call, and it said wild turkey. Let me try it again. I don't know, it's tough. It's hard to fool it. Nope, I can't trick it today. I was able to last night. But that is a pretty cool app. That really is. Merlin, it's called. Free app. You know what else is pretty cool? Camel City Mill socks. And they have them in white now. So if you prefer a white sock over the dark sock, they got you covered. As far as I'm concerned, I would probably wear a pink sock if it was as comfortable as these. Well, maybe not. But they're a fantastic sock. They really are. They keep your feet warm in the wintertime, cool in the summertime. They're made from 54% merino wool, 100% American made, right down in North Carolina. You can't beat them. They have a 10-year durability guarantee. They keep your feet comfortable throughout a 14-hour work shift. I put my boots on each day, usually about 5:30 a.m., and they stay on till about 9 o'clock that night. And these socks help tremendously to keep my feet comfortable throughout. Can't beat them. Get 10% off my favorite work socks from Camel City Mill with code Morgans10. Link in the description. But anyway, right now, I need to head up to the house, get the mower out, and go do some mowing. Well, this morning I'm headed down to the wood yard. Last night I got my mom's grass cut, got into a bunch of other stuff. I still have to cut my grass, and I had about 4 other things added to my list to do before I go to the cabin. So I don't think I'm going to go tomorrow, it should be the following day. It all depends on what we get done. Plus, I think I'm going to be getting another load or two of logs, both saw logs and firewood poles. And I got to go pick up some logs in the dump trailer, some real nice ones. I always get calls from people, you know, that they're having trees taken down if I want the wood. And really, it has to be pretty nice stuff to be worth all the effort to load up a machine. And then, you know, you take the trailer over, unload the machine, load up the logs, bring them home, go back, get the machine. So they got to be pretty good logs. These ones are really nice. They are. So it'll be worth doing for sure. I hope the mini skid will lift them. I think I'll put the rotating log grapple on. This will be later today or this evening. Rotating log grapple, pick them up, turn them, and put them straight in the back of the dump trailer so I don't have to lift them real high and drop them over the side. But there's some real nice oak, really nice stuff. But anyway, let's see what we get done here this morning before the hunt man wants to go somewhere. And we'll go from there. All right, I just loaded up the log deck on the processor. Now these ones here, they're pretty squirrely. Got some limbs coming off. They're not real straight. This will take a little bit more time than that one I did late yesterday. Push my pile back, ready to get started. All right, so the processor is wicked fast. I think we can all agree on that. But it takes probably 50% longer when you have a bunch of squirrely logs, you know, big limbs kind of partially sticking out. Just, it takes about 50% longer, but it's still really fast. I've been really loading up the log deck, and I was thinking it was going to take like 7 or 8 loads to fill this bunker. Probably 3 more, and it'll be spilling over the sides. At some point before fall, we're going to get this set up in a better location. Well, I'm going to be putting it under the pavilion here pretty soon. But when we set it back up, we're going to have a wood tumbler to help clean the wood and just get set up a little bit better. To load the logs onto it, to get the wood out of the bunker. What's happening is, with this 16-foot conveyor, I can't go in with the skid loader and lift the boom all the way up and pile that wood up high. There's just not enough room. So it's a work in progress, but we're producing more wood than I have ever dreamed of in less time. So that's a good thing. Now you just need to perfect it. All right, we just sawed some more walnut, some live edge slabs, and some real nice 8/4. We're gonna take it up above and put it on that lift we got going. But we got some spectators here, and they're looking at something. I don't know what it is. What do you got, Melissa? A toad, okay.
I don't like being on camera.
He just shed his skin. You know, I never knew toads shed their skin until we just looked it up. Bo, what are you doing over there?
Wouldn't it be funny if we had a little suit? Here it is.
Say hi, Toad. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Bo, you're starting to stretch out a little bit.
I gotta go cut the grass.
He likes that mower.
Yeah.
So check this out. We are stacking and stickering this walnut. This is 6/4 stuff right here. Look what we just discovered. Looks like a .30 caliber bullet lodged. And it's hard to believe. You would think it would be all mushroomed out, but it's not. It's pretty much intact. Did you see it in any of those other ones, Levi?
No. I'm wondering if it might be on one of the ones already in the pile.
One of these, maybe.
Yeah.
So, this one. It might be in this one right here. No. I don't think it's this one. Nope. I don't know where it went.
Because that wouldn't have been the top piece.
No, it's from these short ones are all one log.
Oh, okay.
So it's got to be in these 6 pieces if it's in
because
it.
anything on the other side would have been scrap, but this wouldn't have been scrap under it.
All right, we got this lift ready to go. I am still researching some nice poly banding and a good banding tool. So for now, I'm still using ratchet straps, but I definitely need to pull the trigger on a good banding tool here soon. Very nice walnut. There's a lot of money sitting right there. We're gonna go down and add this to the retirement fund. All right, that looks close to perfect. I was just telling them we need to get a proper banding tool with some poly strapping, poly banding, but we're looking into that now. But that's all red oak on the bottom here, almost 1,000 board feet right there, and 8/4 walnut, 6/4 walnut on top. Nice stuff. The next lift here, I think, will be more red oak 10-footers though. These are all 8 feet, 6 inches, give or take. So Levi, you're going to be doing a video on your channel on the new car soon?
Yeah, we are.
Tell them what you got.
We got a Tesla Model Y. So it's a hatchback. It doesn't really look like it, but it is technically a hatchback. It's like the same size as our Forester.
You like it so far?
We love it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Lots of room in there, lots of storage.
Yeah, and it's got. It's amazing the infrastructure that they made because they do everything in-house. Their speakers, their tech is unbelievable. The software, and I'm not a tech guy, but it's just so good, all of it, and a lot of features for an incredible price.
Yeah, you need to do. You're keeping track. Well, the app keeps track of.
Yeah, it keeps track of how much you spend on charging and how much. Yeah, all of that.
That'll be interesting to see, like a year from now, your cost per mile.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, 'cause, I mean.
Now, if you use a charging station, it's cheaper after like a certain time?
Yeah, so like at least in our area, it varies, I guess, depending where they are. But the Tesla superchargers, it's cheaper like at night or in the morning before 8 a.m. And it's the same price as our at home. Just about a couple cents off a kilowatt per hour.
Yeah.
It's, pretty cheap.
Now, how long does it take to charge it? If say you're at
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Supercharger, 25 minutes. Yeah, that's like when we're around 20%. We've had it, I think, down to 10%. We've never gone under that. And yeah, like 25 minutes. But if it were packed, I think it would be a little slower. Sometimes it could go longer. But that's also charging to 80%, not to 100. They say going from like 20 to 80 is how long it would take to go from 80 to 100, roughly. Just because it's not good for the battery.
Yeah.
So it slows it down, so it can't take all that charge at once.
Okay.
So that's why they prefer at-home charging. It's great.
There's a lot of power packed in there. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And I've seen videos, like if people run out of battery and like, they went too far, which the tech's amazing. You really can't run out unless you're just not listening to it. But they send the Cybertrucks out, and the Cybertruck charges you up.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of like, jumper cables, it's just the Cybertruck that gets you going.
I'll be darned. Huh. But anyway, yeah, let me know when you're going to do that video. I'll let them know, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I told them earlier I'm trying to accomplish a bunch of things before I take a day or two and go to the cabin and got a bunch of firewood done, got this done. A few more things to do. But anyway, appreciate you being here. Catch you on the next one.